We'll start with Jake. Jake's question. After listening to the media pump Texas all season, the start of the year has honestly been the best case scenario for Texas haters like me. So I decided to put together what I'm calling my Texas is a fraud program manifesto. It's a full breakdown of why Sark isn't a QB whisperer, why the schedule has been a gift, how the offense keeps collapsing, and how all his recruiting stars keep turning into transfers or missed opportunities. At the end, I included an appendix with all the numbers laid out in tables, so it's easy to see the decline in black and white. Take this as my certified hater's guide to Texas football. I'll gladly accept my role as an official contributor to On3 and the pod with this one. Curious to hear your thoughts. So Jake sent us 4 pages of manifesto. Here are some of the tables if you're watching on the YouTube. It's got Quinn Ewers' development under Sark. I mean, he goes to Jake Locker and Keith Price. This is actually a very well-written manifesto.
Most manifestos are, Andy.
Crushes Steve Sarkisian's performance as the Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator following Kyle Shanahan. He crushes Sark as the Alabama offensive coordinator. We'll have to find a way to post this thing so you can read the whole thing. But basically, he's comparing Sark to Brian Dable's performance and Mike Loxley's performance and Bill O'Brien's performance as the Alabama offense coordinator. I'll read you the bottom of that section. The pattern is clear. Dable, Loxley, Sark, O'Brien. The results were basically the same. Sark did not elevate Alabama. Alabama elevated Sark.
I love college football so much because I've never thought.
I don't know if this guy's an Oklahoma fan, a Texas A&M fan, or if he just has it in for Texas. I don't even know.
Yeah, the thing that is always interesting to me and to latch on to he was the offensive coordinator for Bama in 2020, right?
Yes.
How many offensive coordinators in the country, in your opinion, could have won the national title with Devontae Smith on their team?
Wait, hold on. Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle.
Wasn't Henry Ruggs on that team?
I don't know if Henry Ruggs was already gone. I got to look that, but okay, Ruggs was on that team. All right. So yeah,
quarterback, and say what you want about Mac Jones, but he was a first-round draft pick.
I think Waddle was hurt a lot of that season, but the point stands. They were loaded.
Yeah. So that's always. But I thought this before the question. I always thought, well, that was kind of the year where Steve Sarkisian was back. Is look at this guy's offensive mastermind pre-snap motions that keep defenses off.
2019 was 2019 was Ruggs and Jeudy. So it was Devontae Smith, John Mechie, Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle was hurt for a lot of the year, but he also had Najee Harris. There was a lot going. They were loaded.
Yeah, and their incoming recruiting class in 2020 included Bryce Young, Jace McClellan, Will Anderson. Quidarius Robinson, Brian Branch.
I don't think he recruited Will Anderson, but yes.
No, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying that part of being a good offensive coordinator is easy to be celebrated when your whole team is good. I mean, that's just the point I'm making. Javon Baker was on the team, and I'm not even sure he played a snap on that year. So my point is just that was the year he got his reputation back. And I think that if you go look at numbers and all these different things, you can come up to any sort of conclusion that you want about anything, right? If you come to the solution before you look at the numbers and not let the numbers lead you to the conclusion, you can manipulate those numbers to look
right. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna push back on our guy Jake here in a very meaningful way. Sark's not a fraud. Sark is not a fraud. Texas is not a fraud because Sark has done what the predecessors, Tom Herman, Charlie Strong, the end of Mac Brown at Texas, he's done what they couldn't do. He's winning the games they didn't win. He's developing those 5 stars into draft picks. So no, he's not a fraud. Absolutely not. Has he gotten them where they want to go ultimately yet? No. Will he do it if he keeps doing what he's doing? Yes.
They're going to get there eventually. I think that the results from Texas, even if you want to say it's a one-off year, it hasn't been. It happened 2 years in a row. Playoff 2 years in a row. Deeper run last year with the expanded playoff.
Yeah, this is not a fluke. None of this is a fluke.
And the way that Texas played Ohio State last year with what you saw from Ohio State against everybody else, I think you can make a legitimate case that Texas was the second best team in the country last year, even if they lost to Georgia twice. Georgia was, a team that lost to Notre Dame fairly early, but I think Texas, I could hear the case for it, is all I'm saying. So, I feel like Texas is a team, and I would be very interested to hear the manifesto's reason. How do we arrive at the manifesto? Who do we root for? Why
it has to be OU or Texas A&M, right?
Yeah, or it could just be like some bitter Oregon fan who's been holding on to this for 10 years, which would be amazing because that's college football. I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like I'm around Texas fans a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't a lot of Texas fans who are displeased with what's going on right now. Right? They are, right now. And I actually think too that
they're not immediately happy with what's going on at this very moment. But again, they've only lost one game, and it was at Ohio State. Everything they have is in front of them. Maybe they don't wind up being as good as they were hyped to be this year, but I do think from an overall program trajectory standpoint, they're exactly where they need to be. Exactly.
I actually think that the Texas fans that I've interacted with, Andy, and quite a bit of them, you'd be surprised. One of my best friends.
You live in Dallas. I'm not surprised one bit.
Give it time. He'll be fine. It's not. Everybody else is saying the sky's falling. Everybody else is dancing in the rain of tears. The tears aren't coming from Austin. I think Austin people are kind of confused. They're a little bit upset with the way that it's looked so far, but I don't think that they're under the illusion that this guy's going to suck for 2 years. In fact, if anything, I think that it has helped recalibrate their expectations into the sense of hey, yeah, maybe this year we won't win the national title, but holy crap, next year we're going to be really good.
I think the Florida game in Red River will give us a so much better of a gauge of where they're at. Once you and I are going to Red River together, we'll come out of that game with a much better idea of what Texas is this season.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for that game. And I also know too, Andy, that I saw enough out of I think Ohio State is the best team in college football right now. Okay, and that might age poorly, but they're averaging 40-something points a game in offense and allowing 5 points on defense per game. They played Ohio State for 4 quarters, even without being able to get a first down for 3 of them. So, to me, what do you take more? What do you take more away from? Struggling against UTEP with their heads up their ass, or playing the number 1 team on the country in the opener and playing a 4-quarter game with them? I don't know if I think Texas is cooked. In fact, I think it's more than possible that they beat Florida, they beat Sam Houston, they beat Oklahoma, they beat Kentucky and Mississippi State, and then there's a really big game in Vanderbilt on November 1st, and we're back at it. I just do not want to overreact, much like I didn't want to overreact to what happened to Notre Dame with NIU last year. Those games happen. They're bad. Arch Manning was terrible. I'm not dismissing it. But I think that...
And remember, Texas lost to Ohio State.
And I think that if you think that Arch Manning is definitely just going to suck forever after that, you're short-sighted.